Here we are getting ready for this showdown between these two fighters. Should be a good one. I'm Todd Grisham. Alongside me is Johnny Nelson.
About time, too.
It's time for our tale of the tape. Terrence Bud. And here he is in the flesh. Terrence Bud Crawford, one of the pound-for-pound best in the world. Fighting out of Nebraska, USA, one of the greatest of all time. Sugar Ray.
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing.
So much hype surrounding this big matchup. Can't wait to see what... Great to have you with us for this all-action affair. We expect big things, and I don't think we're going to be disappointed. That hook had to hurt. Jab to the body, trying to wear him down. Do you believe what we are seeing? Perfect counter lands. Beautiful counter punch. Catch and shoot. A lot of trash talk between these two fighters. Now it's time to put up or shut up.
Did you see the nerves on a fighter stepping into the ring, Tom? It can tell you so much about a fighter. And then look in the opposite corner. You've got one fighter that is in heaven. This is where they want to be.
I can't believe we're only halfway through the round.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
The straight right just misses. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. He threw a punch and just got countered. The straight right just misses. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. After what we saw in that last round, it's pretty obvious who has the advantage here. And there's the bell for round 2. That last round was huge for him, Johnny. How does he keep the momentum going?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
When you're fighting a counterpuncher, the feint can be such a good weapon. Pretend you're going to punch, make the counterpuncher throw a punch, and then you counter them.
You're fighting a counterpuncher, you've got a dummy shot. Make them react from that, then react then. I know it's hard to think that way, but counterpunchers, they're watching your every move, that every twitch.
That hook was off target. Well done with that counter shot. Can they figure out the combination to this sink?
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
How about that time counter shot? Defense is not an option for these two. Got out of the way of that right hook. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. Nice job blocking the hook. Hey, those punches add up. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Talk about Crawford in that last round. At this point, you got to believe he can't win on the... And there's the bell to start round 3. Not the start that they wanted, but let's see what they can do in this round.
They've got 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to block it. They've got to block it. They're going to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. That counter punch caught him clean. Nice counter shot. The winner of this surely will get a world title shot. Nice counter punch right up the middle. Perfect counter shot. Halfway through the round, and I don't know who's got the advantage. Great stuff.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Who's willing to go where the other fighter won't? And he scores with the counter. They both want a highlight reel knockout. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. Pretty dominant. Here we go to the 4th round. Well, there's no doubt about who won that last round. Let's see what he has for us here in the next one.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
That counter shot lands. One punch can change anything when these two step in the ring. Punch, counter punch. They exchange punches. Incredible work rate. In this division, both fighters will constantly be on their toes trying to punch and counterpunch.
What can they change? Can they slow the pace down? Can they hope to knock them out early? What can they do? They've got to concentrate and relax. Because you know what you can do in the gym. You can do it in the back. They've got to relax.
Tough to be a judge in this fight as both fighters have had their big moments.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
Nice counter shot. The straight right just misses. They are giving us a high-tempo show. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. And a round that seemed like he turned. Things are starting to heat up now as we enter the 5th. So the fight will continue. How do they turn things around?
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you. And that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until the senses have come back.
Talk about punches and bunches. That's the mantra for this fighter with that exceptional hand speed.
me explain to you about a fast fighter. A fast fighter that's got hand speed and footwork. They're relaxed. They're confident. They know they just have the quick burst. Boom! In a split second, they've let 4 shots go. Their footwork has got them out of the way. And these guys are so relaxed. And that's why they can maintain this all the way through a fight.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Nice counter. Good counter punching. Pretty close fight here in this round.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
A straight right just misses. They won't give us a second to catch our breath. There's a counter shot. You don't want to go tit for tat in there in this fight. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. This is the beginning of round 6. This fight has been very one-sided. What are we going to have in this round?
My motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. Well, Johnny, you know there's a fine line between being aggressive and being too aggressive. How does he exploit that?
Sometimes when you have a fight, the best way to beat a fight is not give them what they want. Because they want to get you there. They want you to stand there toe-to-toe with them and have a tail. That's what they do in the gym every single day of the week. What you've got to do is you've got to frustrate them as they set their shots. Get out of the way. And they'll get so angry, so frustrated because they can't work.
Beautiful counter shot. Halfway through the round, and there's not a lot separating these two.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
That punch has been his best weapon all fight long. Those counter punches have to hurt. Bombs away! Sugar Ray Robinson just got rocked. No, we don't see a knockdown.
What recovery skills they are. What a shot it was. Completely gone. I thought
this round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Talk about Crawford in that last round. I promise you, all three. Round 7, here we go. Coming off that fantastic last round, let's see if he can keep his momentum going.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Well, Johnny, has anything surprised you here as we enter the final frames of this bout?
You've got to be courageous when you get in there with someone that's bigger, stronger, and faster. You've just got to use brain then.
Good counter punch. He's putting the pedal to the metal, but has to be careful that he doesn't run out of gas. Well, they're going deep into the gas tank on this round. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. blistering hand speed from both of these outstanding lightweights.
When you have a fight that's got that great footwork and that great hand speed, it's so hard. It's an uphill battle.
The straight right just misses. Through the hook, didn't land. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Robinson in that last round. How much cardio was put in for this fight? It may come down to that.
There's a lot on the line here.
Come on, get back into this. You're betting this kid. Go back out there.
Round 8, and we're off again. That 1-minute break surely wasn't enough for him to completely recover.
An amazing pace and tempo set in the last round. Can you keep this up? Me personally, I don't think that's possible. And if they can, their training, their conditioning would have been ridiculous, like they're in the army. But these guys, if they can keep up this pace, we are in for a great night.
Going to punch himself out, though. Well, you know, in this division, we're going to see a lot of combinations, a lot of counter-punching.
Midway through the fight, if you are tired, this can be the loneliest place in the world. If you cheated, now we're going to find out.
This has been a very competitive round between these two.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Starting to take some deep breaths now, but still fighting hard. A lot of effort being exerted here. Nice counter punch. How about that time counter shot? These two were made for each other. And he wasn't ready for that counter. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. A bit of a surprise. It ends in a draw.